credit reporting company Equifax, you've heard by now, had a big data breach affecting more than 140 million customers, possibly one of the biggest ever. So in this week's Know the Law segment, attorney Tom Sinas joining us here to talk about what you should do if you think you are one of the many millions affected.
Totally terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's particularly terrifying because in the United States, we've turned over all of the credit compilation and reporting to basically 3 private entities. And Equifax, as everybody knows, was hacked, and hacked on a level that it's almost hard to comprehend. So we all know that our credit is maintained probably by all 3 of these different entities, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So the first thing I think on people's mind is, well, how do I figure out if I'm part of the Equifax hack?
Yeah, they made that easy at least, right?
Well, they say they're making it easy. Let's hope they're getting it right. Here's some basic points you want to know. There's a website called EquifaxSecurity2017.com. Kind of funny because it was a security breach, right? But they called it EquifaxSecurity2017.com. Go there and look for a tab called Potential Impact.
Yep.
You then have to enter the last 6 digits of your Social Security number. Again,
all oxymoronic, isn't it?
Exactly. Quite ironic that you have to go to the place that got the information stolen from and re-enter it again. But it's as good of a fix as we have, so you enter that, and it should tell you whether your particular Social Security number was part of the hack. Now, be aware of scammers, because now we're going to have a scam on top of a scam. So if people are reaching out to you saying they're going to help you figure out whether you're part of the Equifax hack, probably not a good idea to engage that person.
You go looking for them, don't let them come looking for you.
Couldn't have said it better. So what do you do if you're worried or if you know your data was compromised? Well, probably the best tool available to you is what's called a credit freeze. What's a credit freeze? Well, it is a way for you to turn off your credit, and you turn it on and turn it off by getting a special PIN number that supposedly and hopefully only you know, right? That's the idea here, that only you know it, and so you have this digital on-off switch to turn on and off your credit. So if you're worried that somebody else has your information, hopefully they won't be able to turn your credit on and enter into transactions in your name. Also consider credit monitoring. Equifax has a free program. Again, some irony there too. Of course, there are lawsuits popping up all over the United States. I think 70+ class action lawsuits have been filed. If you've been a victim of the breach and you've been damaged, you may want to consider that. They're not necessarily easy lawsuits to win, but at this point I think everybody's got to look out for themselves and see what they need to do to protect their families. What do you want to do just in general if you did manage to sidestep this? You should always review your credit report at least once a year. You can get it for free every year, if not more often. Always look and consider a security freeze if you think anything has been suspicious on your credit report that you find. And of course, monitor your credit card and your bank account. But of course, we know that the real nefarious stuff is the stuff you don't know that's happening. So that's why it's important to be looking at your credit report and see if there are transactions on that report that you didn't have anything to do with. And boy, if that happens to you, act quickly. Think about a credit freeze. And don't waste time, because the people that stole this information obviously did it for a reason.
Quite a mess for many years to come. Real quickly, Tom, people need to learn more about this or anything else you guys provide. Where do we find you?
You can find us a couple different ways: on the phone at 616-301-3333, on the web at www.sinasdramis.com, or by email at info@sinasdramis.com.
Good stuff. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me.